Hello everyone, I am back. The stream is struggling a lot. We're already in the red. It started off in the green. We were doing alright. Now it's struggling. I just have the world's worst Wi-Fi ever. So we're gonna hope this lasts. I'm always like, I'm gonna stream for so long. And then it just, my little Wi-Fi router just can't keep up. So okay. What I might do for a second is bear with me. I have to that doesn't look right, does it, guys? I'm just trying to make it look so it's more centered on the screen. Hello, Aurora. If the stream dies, it's already struggling, so I apologize. Angel has horns. I hate drawing horns because I draw the hair first, and then horns are a pain in the butt to do after that. Okay, that's the liner, and I'm just stupid. There's a black liner. Yeah, I just have a random Nintendo playlist on because I feel like it's the best backing for these streams. Yeah, my stream setup is like, I don't know what's wrong with it. It looks different than it usually does. I think it's because I'm, dang. I'm sorry it's grind time. Yes, Tomodachi Live music. Also, I'm sorry about you having to learn about troubleshooting. That sounds awful. I'm just gonna... I need to look up how to draw horns better, honestly. I hate how these look. I might have to part his hair, which is gonna suck, because I'm gonna have to go redraw the hair. It's not gonna be that bad, but it's just a pain to do. So that means I have to redraw all the hair around it. I was gonna work on my animation, and I do want to animate. But we'll see what the Wi-Fi does, honestly. Because I saw this video, and it was like, to keep, if you're like someone who gets demotivated, have 3 projects, and exactly 3 going on at the same time. So as you get, I don't necessarily get bored, I just get burnt out of a project, especially if like I'm angry about it. So that's why I've actually been very good. I've grown as a person. I used to not be able to do anything until my animation was done. But now I can. Dang. That's sad. Maybe next year. The site is only getting more and more popular, so I would love to stream during Art Fight this year, honestly. I think it'd be fun. It would also be a way to get other people to attack me, and then I could do revenges, because I didn't get to do that many revenges last year. Not a lot of people that I attacked even me back, so certain people just get like a large influx of attacks for some reason, and then others just don't. It's kind of weird how that works. Like last year, I felt like there was a really big disparity. Like I tried to not attack people that had like a ton of unfinished, like, for starters, I wasn't trying to be mean. I like genuinely, it was like, well, you already have so many like unfinished like revenges that like you're probably overwhelmed and would hate another person to like add on to the revenges if you are someone who's genuinely here to play art fight and wants to attack back. So I tried to only attack people that didn't really have any, had none. There were a lot of people with none, so it was pretty easy to find someone to attack. I don't think you attacked me. Yeah, it's an ADHD tip, and I'm reading back on the chat. I'm so bad at streaming, guys. It is an ADHD tip, but it kind of helps with me as someone who like gets really hard on myself about projects. Especially the animating with CSP has been a whole experience because this is my first truly large animation with it. Because I tried to do that over Christmas and that didn't go so hot for me. But it is what it is, and you just kind of have to keep going and figure things out. I can't imagine, because some of the things that you guys say shouldn't be said out loud is part of the issue. I can't trust my moderators in chat to behave enough for me to have something that reads out my chat. Because despite common belief, I do keep these up so at least one of my accounts stays active. I try to stay as active as possible, I just have other things going on that are, I hate to say it, but more important than my YouTube channel that's primarily dead and only has like, I don't know, 5 regular viewers. I appreciate you guys for sticking in here though. I'm just a dog trying to get a degree. And also keep up with my art skills so I don't lose my joy and whimsy. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Hello, 8 people. Sometimes I don't know if it's actually 8 people or if it's like YouTube being latent about stuff, but it is pretty cool to see that number go up every now and then. I said hi to them, they all left. Reasonable reaction, honestly. But yeah. I was 100% this was going to be an animation stream because I really want to work on the animation, but then I said yesterday, I'm like, wow, I really want to redraw this drawing over here that you can't quite see right now. It's this one that I'm motioning to in my sub-view window. You can't really tell because the paw doesn't really go over that way because it's very large. But I drew it. This is from 3 years ago, so it's from 2023. So I'm redrawing the same thing, just the characters have, particularly, Stratus has changed in personality, and then also just, fun fact, in the original photo, he was actually grabbing Boone as well, in this one over here, the old one, but I ended up not knowing how to, like, do the pose, so he could, sorry, I had to think. So I didn't know how to get Stratus's arm up so he could grab a Boon as well, and I didn't have enough creative forethought to really figure that out, so it just didn't happen. Sorry, I forgot that he emits, like, his name is Stratus for a reason. It's because he's very cloud and, like, thermometer themed. If you've seen his color palette. Hold on, I can bring up his color palette. This is him. This is a recent drawing of him I did. Please ignore the face on this. I still don't like it. It looks different from the base, and even the base was iffy. But this is his colors. But yeah. I had no clue Boone was a Fallout character, but that makes sense. It seems like a name that would be in one of those games, but I just thought it was a really cute name for him. I have a lot of canines with BO names. Yes, Jack, he has pepperonis. I was trying something different with making, you know, his nipples those colors, okay? It looked better when the gradient was more down on his chest, but they should probably, like, because I either have to make his nipples a gradient, which is a pain in the butt, or I have to choose either blue or pink. And I was like, okay, this pinkish red color is, like, you know, closer to a natural color, so might as well. I don't know, I've just gotten in the habit of drawing men with nipples. I used to not, because I used to think it was perverse, and I'm like, this is why in every single older photo, like in this one, you can see Boone's nipple is teeny, because I was starting to get used to them and I felt like a pervert when I drew them. I'm not making gradient nipples. We are not at that. We are not at that, okay? I'm not spending that much time if I have to draw this man shirtless in a comic or anything like that. I'm not drawing the gradient of his nipples. The freaking pink to blue gradient is enough because it's two different blues and a pink. Jack, I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think that that is sound advice. Also, I probably should have used more references for this, but if anything looks wrong, I'll just ask Jack. Everyone say thank you, Jack, for helping me greatly. All the time, because I'm kind of stupid. I do, and I guess it was NSFW. Though he was a furry, so him being shirtless and only in shorts wasn't exactly, like, the worst thing, but I guess when you're a teenager, elite ball knowledge, you know, how long Roar and I have known each other, it's a little scandalous. You guys should see the initial base for this. Hold on. You should know this too. Look at this. Look at how I initially drew this. This is what I started with before I kind of like I was trying to get the poses. Like, this is what it looked like. Oh yeah, my pin's way down there. I just looked at the stream. My pin's way down in there. Let me see. And you know what? The scribbles turned into this, so... Also, sorry you're home, Jack. I know you are not with Dog anymore. Honestly, you should see some of the bases I added to the freaking animation. No Pudar. Okay. Let me see. Because, like, the more I fleshed out Stratus' character, I'm like, he has every single right to be actually mad at these guys about this. I can go more into it if you would like. it can explain OC lore. I don't know how interested everyone is about that. Or at least personalities of these silly guys, because I do enjoy talking about them. I mean, because I plan to make comics at some point someday, but like that is in the far future. Because I haven't even written the first one. You guys would not see these characters until like years. Because I have an order I want to do them in, because I want to do Vertebrae, which is the main series, which is the oldest running one on my channel. So all these newer characters, because I had like an awakening of a bunch of newer characters around like 2020, like everyone kind of did. I had some ideas for some series and I just never like fleshed them out, but I had some characters. And I brought some characters back. That's usually what happens, is I either draw a random character or I bring characters back and then I make a whole series and they evolve into what they evolve into. So all the older characters like Ginger and Autumn and Zyra and Clove and Yarrow, those are all going to be in Vertebrae, which is the first one to happen, which I have to write all of that, and that will probably be the longest one, simply because like there's just so much content in it. And this one is, I do them in order that I made them to give me like a chance. The thing is I don't know whether to do this one or the one where Lutka, the one Lutka's in. First, because this one is technically more fleshed out, because the series that Lutka is a part of, for starters, I don't have a name for it anymore. Second of all, I completely refurbished the whole entire series from the ground up. So many characters got a humongous change. And it's for the better, but you know. Jesus, music live stream. Yes, the black demon and Oleander. Yeah, Zyra is the black demon, and Oleander is the red and black one, because I'm so creative with color palettes. That's also why they have the blandest character designs, because they were some of my first characters, and all my characters were born for animation, and my more creative looking characters are the ones that were not born when I was animating a lot. So that's why these guys have more iconic looks to them. Yeah, so Stratus isn't in the other series. So this is Hell's Angel, is these three characters. And Bones is in this series, Tommy's in this series, Melanie's in this series. Who am I missing? No, that's all of them, these three, and then those are the main ones, and then there's also side characters that co-work with these characters. But I just don't have the one that Lutka is in, is the one that Texas is in, the one that Bo is in, the one that Sutton is in. For Aurora, for context, Lutka and Sutton are the characters where I was telling you about them, and I was just telling you some very basic facts about them, and you went, "Permission to ship them, sir," and I was like, "Sure, why not?" Yeah, it no longer has that name. Because the topics of it that I was trying to cover were way too serious to be covered in even seemingly of a kind of like, there was not really a good way for me to write it. I was trying to cover too sensitive of a topic. I miss Texas. Not your random weirdo C, but the actual state. Yes, Crow Guy is Sutton. So Sutton's half demon, half crow. I think I'm gonna make him a raven. It doesn't quite matter, but I do like giving my characters like little features that their animal kind of has. So making him like shiny things would be silly. Or I could find some fun stuff about crows, like how they like jam apparently. Yeah, yeah, so there's 3 series. There's Unnamed, Vertebrae, and then Hell's Angel, which is this one. And then also there's technically Vertebrae Paralyzed, which is a series that would just be like all my Vertebrae characters, but as adults. And there is a plot to it. It's not just like funsies. There is like a genuine plot. And it's to me, it's a little more, it's not more compelling than Vertebrae, but I personally like it a little more because it's fresh and it's not as like, I'm not as attached to the things in the plot. The thing with Vertebrae, it's really hard to write because I'm attached to certain things in the plot that may not have worked. I've had to ditch so many characters, and I mean so many characters, to make that series work. Because having an abundance of characters only works if you don't have an abundance of main characters, but you have an abundance of side characters, because they make the plot more interesting, and as long as they add something, like big or small, because they're side characters, it doesn't quite matter. But I had too many main characters. Ugh, dang it. Stupid stinky thumb. Dying. Where was I? What was I talking about? I had like a train of thought that I was about to go into and then I just completely forgot. It's okay, it's not your fault. I want to know if it's wrong. Because this is something very simple I shouldn't mess up. Yeah, very Warrior Cats core. So let's run through it. So, fun fact, Az and Texas, so this character is Az. That's Az. I keep speaking of Texas. Jack and Aurora know who Texas is. If you're in the chat right now and you want to know what this character looks like, I will pull them up, but if you don't care, that's fine too. I used to have a character called Victor. He's not even on this. If you go to my playlist and look through my old animations, because they are, if you are someone who was here a long time ago and you're like, where'd all the old animations go? Oh my god, those were so nostalgic. I do have a playlist of them. I just don't have them not unlisted, but they are unlisted and they are on this channel still. If you were looking for those, because I know Jack in particular is like, no, don't delete the sacred texts. So I unlisted them just for him. So he is in that playlist, and he was a pretty big character, and I had a lot of really cool, like, for the time period, animations about him. And he was like a cyborg, but also like an angel. So, saying it out loud, absolutely insane character. And his plot was trash, like it really was. That's why I had to end up chucking him and another character that he was in cohorts with, because they really only had lore with each other, and they didn't really tie into the series well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the only reason Yarrow has resisted getting the boot is because he has so many ties with a few other characters, and I do think his story is compelling. And I also just really like his character. That's the only reason he has not gotten chucked out. So those 2 characters were removed. There was another female character that was removed, and then there was another female character that I'm still on the bridge about, because I don't want Ginger to be the only, like, female main for this series. I feel like that's so stupid. I feel like dumb. Because I made the characters like a really long time ago. There aren't that many women. I don't have a lot of many women characters anyway, which kind of sucks. Though I love the female characters I have, and I like writing them well. I love your half angel, devil, princess, wizard. I mean, Ginger's half dragon, half wolf, so I didn't get rid of all of it. Like, also the fact you even remembered how to spell his name, because I always spell it that weird way with the K, because I'm so edgy and cool. Sparrow is the female character I'm talking about in Vertebrae that may or may not come back, because I want her really bad to be in the series. I just have too many characters in that one series, because instead of making a new series, I just kept adding characters. Like Rasmus, I don't want him to get the boot. He has his own like side story and everything, and I think he's an interesting character. I just have to tie him back into Ginger's plot, because that's the thing, when you start getting rid of characters, you have to reconfigure the plot completely. Because you just don't have enough time to cover everything, and nor is it really important. Like, you have to realize that not everything's important, and sometimes you just have to gut some stuff, and it makes the story better. You can't, you know... And if you want to flesh out a character more and you really like the character, if you are not willing to write a whole second novel about a character, in their backstory, or you don't think it's good enough to do that, then straight up just trash them. That's what I started doing. I try not to have too many characters. Yeah, Tommy's the white and green one. She's like half ghost, half wolf. Well, she's not a wolf. She's technically an Akita, so she's half canine, half like ghost. There is actually a reason within my little fantasy universe why wolves tend to have more dramatic mutations, like Ginger being part dragon and Lucka being undead, and you know, Tommy being a ghost, part phantom. A character that I had a really long time ago. I don't remember her name. It started. I think it was like, it was a cat character, honestly, and it was of the time period. She was like a cat girl with a bob and like had pink hair. It was crazy. I just no longer have her in the series anymore. She just had no place to fit, and also she was such a stereotype that I'm like, that is straight up middle school OC writing. No, not the AirPod case. Well, everyone around you gets to hear me talk about my stupid little brain people. But fun fact about Victor in Texas is I still really liked the idea of playing around with prosthetics and like a character that had like a few prosthetic limbs, and then like also the angel theme. So Az and Texas were born separately. Texas was actually existed for a really long time before he got like the robotic parts put on him, but it gave him some more compelling like lore. It made him less generic, and also, I don't know, I just like it better, and it also brought back that interest that I had in that. It lets me play around with the themes individually, so instead of cramming them into one character, I get two characters I can flesh out better, so it doesn't suffer from just being too much. Also, it helps when you're working with older characters. Like, Victor was so young because he was part of the Vertebrate crew, which they're in, like, canonically in high school when that series is happening. So it was just hard because he had so much going on, and then he lived so little life. But, you know, Texas and Az are two separate characters with two separate, like, pivoting points about them, and then they're also older, so it's a lot easier to kind of write. Honestly, I loved how all of your characters were low-key just kind of like gray creatures with a lot of stuff added. And they were that for kind of a long time, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Because I feel like it was just very indicative of the time. He won't be forgotten, and parts of him live on, obviously. Okay. Have fun, Jack. Be safe. But yeah. I'm just gonna leave that nipple like that. It's silly. It's so silly. I had like my character's one color phase where like they had like some basic hair color, and then they just had like an accent color. And as I've gotten like I used to never give my characters like a colorful hair color because I would think about the logistics too hard, but like, what if they had an outfit? How would they match their outfit to everything? Blah blah blah. I'm like, they would just wear colors that they liked, honestly, if it was so normalized. And also, like, it is like a species thing that some species just have like natural hair colors and some have, you know, just don't. Like sheep characters, sheeps and rams, they have genetically just more colorful coats for whatever reason. That's why Peaches is literally pink. Technically, males are usually more muted than females, so he's a very bright male, like, ram, but he's also, within my series, he is below average height for a ram as well, and rams are not that tall. Like, they are just sort of, like, very broad, muscular, and usually, when you have a muscular character like that, if they get muscular more easily, just genetically, you would be shorter, because you have less to gain muscle for, and gain mass for. That is just kind of how that works. So I do have some realism in there. I do make a lot of stuff up, but I do have some, you know. Aurora is many colors, but honestly, Aurora's design is beautiful, and every time I draw that character, I go, wow, this is such a beautiful character. Yeah, I joked about doing that, but I couldn't find a website where they didn't need my email address. But now I have a commission email for, like, business, so I could use that to sign up now. Email me at gingercoms, gingerwolfcoms, and I'll, you know, you can commission me. But yeah, I do have a lot of characters. I don't have as many characters as a lot of OC artists, but I do have quite a few of them. And I want to draw them all more. I feel like I always say that, but I feel like I've been getting through. I hate doing this where I just, over here in the corner, where I just take a character and I hate this one of Stratus, by the way. I just posted it because I made it and I needed recent art of him to be, like, posted. Because I haven't drawn him in, like, 2 years or whatever. And I needed a more recent reference because he appears in the new animation and I needed a reference. And I also wanted to take my hand at drawing a headshot from a real reference again because I've been working on faces because they were a big weak point for me. And they still kind of are, but, you know, I've gotten better. But, you know, you can always improve more. And also right now, I have a few, I need to get a camera so I can do, like, streams where you guys get to see me do, like, traditional art. Because I do love traditional art. I am a traditional artist. Like, I was a traditional artist for so long. The only thing I ever did digitally was animate. But other than that, I did all of my art traditionally. So, oh my goodness, my pen stopped working. Hold on, guys. I have to... It's a little weird. It's new, so, like, I'm kind of scared that it doesn't, like, work that well. Sometimes it just disconnects and I have to plug it in and unplug it in to kind of, like, reset it a little bit. Oh my goodness. What are we saying? Oh, okay. It's my smartwatch telling me it's freaking low on battery, because it always is, because it's hot outside. So it's like, oh my god, it's hot. Time to lose battery in 30 minutes. Anyways. What I was saying. Oh yeah, I want to get a camera so I can do more physical stuff, but also so I can do, like, more practice on camera. I think that would be fun. Because I do like to go through and do studies of stuff, and I want to be a little more encouraged to do that. I used to never do studies. I did not start doing studies until, like, about a year ago. I started this, like, little sentiment where when I'm in school, I just draw for 30 minutes and I draw whatever, and that is whatever it is. Like, whatever I want to work on, I work on. I pull up Pinterest, and I use my Pinterest references, something a lot of artists... I beat the artist allegations of never using my Pinterest references, because I do frequently. And I just pull those up, and I just draw for 30 minutes, and I try to do that. It doesn't happen daily, but the goal would be to do it daily. I didn't do it today either, because I just jumped right into drawing, because it's good to warm up. I encourage everyone to warm up, because my art, most of the time when it's not turning out good, it's because I didn't warm up. That could be good, giving her, like, a chevron sweatshirt to kind of bring that back into the design. Because I remember being at, like, the lunch table, Leap All Knowledge, and making her... But the study I want to do now is clothes, because I'm really bad at clothing ruffles, and just clothing in general. I feel like they all look clunky now against my style, because it doesn't all have the same kind of clunkiness to it. Because it was never good to begin with, but everything else around it was also just... the same level, but now it's like, you know, I improved a little bit. I need to work on clothes specifically. The only thing about clothing, though, is that you have to draw the bodies and then the clothes on top, and I have to resist, you know, going all out with the anatomy, but now that I'm quicker at drawing bodies, I can, you know, just draw a quick skeletal sketch where it's just like, you know, something like this, you know, like giving it no definition, and just kind of like, you know, something like this. Arm. And then I would just draw the clothes on this, so it doesn't have to be like anything magical. I can do something relatively fast like that now where I used to not be able to. Fun fact. And you know what? She kept a lot of those design elements, and I think that's super cool. She's a very complex character, and I love her. I love drawing her. Every time I get to draw her, I'm like, this is such a fun character. I know I keep saying that, but also it's a lot of colors I don't do. It's honestly one of those things where it's like, it's kind of challenging, so I like it. Plus she's just fun. And, like, I helped craft that character. Like, I didn't, like, make her. Like, I drew her for the first time, and you just, you know, evolved her so much. So I love getting to draw her every few years when you commission me or something comes up and I draw her. It's so nice. Forever Sparkle Dog. I think lynxes are really cute. That's why I was like, yeah. I love big cats, I just don't have that many big cat characters. Fun fact, Kenny's half lynx. Where he gets a lot of his, like, puffiness from, and he also gets the tufts on his ears from it. He does have a longer cat tail, though, because he's half, like, alley cat and half lynx. Fun fact. Yeah, silly art trade. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I lost my train of thought earlier. I don't like just doing those batches. I like the one of Boone. I think it turned out quite nice. I don't think these wolves over here, this is his wolf form. These are not fat enough. They aren't big enough and they aren't monster-esque enough, but it was like my first time kind of like fully drawing them, so that was kind of a lot to think about because I had to think about how his whole pelt looked, because I've never drawn him in his wolf form. I have to eventually just go through and kind of like do that. And I meant to do it one time and I just never did. He doesn't look big enough. Like, he's supposed to look kind of more like, I keep like drawing random things, but he's supposed to look more like hunched and then have like some sort of like back legs. This is really bad. Like, I'm gonna stop before I ruin your idea about it. I'll just eventually draw it one day. But during art fight, I'm gonna be like completely locked into art fight, so I'm not gonna be able to draw any of my characters. It's okay. I'm just talking about whatever anyways while stuff picks up. Also, I love how every single time I have drawn Boone, his tail is wagging. I've realized that. So he's wagging his tail in this reference photo. He's wagging his tail in this photo, but he's also wagging his tail in the photo I'm redoing. But then if I go back and look at all the older Boone drawings that I've done, I think there's only like, I don't think there's a single one where he is not wagging his tail. I think there's maybe one. But he's just a happy guy. It's because I draw Ginger and Lutka so much, and they canonically do not wag their tails. So I think that's like part of it. It's just fun to draw a wolf character who's actually like a happy little guy. Actually more dog-coded. Technically, Ginger and Lutka are dog-coded, just in a different way, because there's multiple different fun ways to dog-code characters. Because it can be something like, oh my god, he's so happy and silly and loves people. Or it can be something like loyalty and like protective nature. Hello, welcome in. I'm redrawing an old photo because I thought it'd be fun. So I was going through old art yesterday to archive some stuff. I don't know how I'm gonna draw this freaking hand here. It's gonna ruin me. Draw this a little better because it's supposed to be like a step forward, but it's looking real sassy right now and it's supposed to be a straight step forward. forward. Okay, there we go. They're supposed to be. Let me turn the base off. Does that look weird? Yeah, there's definitely something missing from this corner over here. His hip. How do I make his hip? Yeah, and then like I think no, his pants might be all the way down there. His pants just might have to go up into here, quite frankly. I miss drawing my silly guys interacting. This is fun. Ah! I just color selected randomly. I didn't go through and do like... I love this pen, this like gritty pen. It's one of my favorites. I love some of the textures you can do with it. Particularly when it comes to like... Yeah, his silly paws. I wanted him to look completely out of it. There's a few reasons he's like out of it here. Part of it is like blood loss. Because that's like the implication, that he's bleeding. But also like turning into like his, this is gonna sound so cringe, his beast form like this over here, like for long periods of times, fries his brain. He has to like adjust back into like human nature. But I like the idea, instead of being like a monster, he's just a silly little guy. Because even wolves will sometimes act like dogs. And that's usually when they're under human influence, but they do play and stuff like that, so. Okay. Have fun doing laundry. Indescript bug that's supposed to be a fly. I'm not looking up a fly reference to draw a fly more accurately for a very simple photo. I'm also gonna need to go over Stratus's hair because I did it very lightly because I'm not used to his hair. His hair used to be obviously like more fluffy rather than curly, even though it was supposed to be curly because it's supposed to look very cloud-like. That did not happen because I guess I just didn't know how to do it. So that did not happen 3 years ago when I drew the original. His collarbone. His arms are in 2 different positions, so the collarbone is going to be a little different. Now time to draw the freaking hand that I've been dreading, because it's wrapped around this thing. But it's like, no, the more I look at it, I'm like, this is... It would have to be over his hand. That's why it looks weird, because it wouldn't be through his hand. It's not a handle. It's like he's holding up him like in the original photo by the jacket, but it's at a different angle where he's like pulling him, so... Let me go back into this color. And it would be like wrapped around this part. Which is kind of hard to see just because of the colors I'm using, but it was so I could tell them apart. But like, kind of like this would be more accurate. He's like balling up in his fist and pulling it over his fist to get that, to achieve that angle. Also might lift Az up a little bit just to make that gap in his jacket more believable. Because that's kind of a big gap. To be him to be that close to the floor. I just wanted to imply that he is shorter than the other two, but he could be getting lifted, I don't know. He's definitely being dragged. I don't want to start this hand because I'm low-key intimidated by it. Let's see. Because it's gonna be pulled up at his fist. Probably gonna come from here. And at every angle it should be folded in. I know, I'm struggling with clothing anyway. Let me do something complex, like sort of complex with clothing. Because some people draw clothes like really well, and I'm like, couldn't be me. So I need to do some practice on that. I eventually will. I remember not being able to draw wrinkles at all for the longest time. Then I put a little bit of effort into it, and then I just kind of stopped here. Because my characters wear, like, you know, characters usually wear the same outfit just because it's a little simple. I do change out some of my characters' outfits. I feel like it tells a lot about a character if they change their outfit frequently, like in what they wear, obviously, but also it can tell a lot about a character if they are seen in different clothes constantly or every now and then. So yeah, I don't know how to do this. I might have to ask Jack when he comes back. For those in the stream that don't know Jack, Jack is the master of all things art. And I go, hey Jack, why does this look all messed up? And Jack goes, yeah, this is why. And I go, thank you, Jack. And I tell everyone to thank Jack. He also helps me when my stream starts failing. Like, when things go horribly wrong, he helps me out. Like, a lot. This has to be taught, because he's holding up a grown man with it, so it has to be taught. I have to make the taut, like, make sense. So he's pulling at an angle, so this side would also have to be at an angle. He's pulling him, like, to the side. It's kind of weird. This is why references are very important. I did not use a single reference for this, which is why I'm struggling with something that I didn't think would be... I mean, I know it would be kind of difficult, but... just kind of... We're just gonna settle with that for now, and then I'll ask for help later. Kind of put it in the palm. So it implies that he's like digging his fingers down to his palm, so that palm flesh is kind of over it. Even if that's a little more exaggerated than it would usually be. This does not look taut enough. This necklace does not look taut enough. Yeah, that's a little better. It needs to be like a straight line to create that tension in there that we're really looking for with the pulling. Like, I also have this to imply that this character is smushed against his arm, like this little cheek smush. But I think I have to go back through and edit the face a little bit, because I want maybe his body to be, like, parts of his body, like his arm to be, like, pushed a little, kind of, like, inward and like this, to kind of imply that his body's being, like, pushed a little bit. Maybe he's just kind of, like, dangling there. Again, children, this is why references are important. But also just saying YOLO is also good for my, me applying skills, so that's good. Every art piece is a lesson, sadly. Even if you don't want to learn one, every art piece is a lesson. I don't like how these are looking. I'm just draw the rest of this arm before I start working on the other character, because this is in the foreground. Is that what that's called? When it's in the front? Fore? Makes sense. Lovely. I'm gonna go back through. I need to go back through and weight some of this line art, because I like doing stuff like going into these corners and just adding like this like little black corner. Give some of the lines depth and such, and then I can just keep adding on to that. And it gives the drawing a bit of something else to work off of, because I don't plan to fully render this in my rendering style. I plan to just add kind of some flat shading and call it a day. I did sort of render the original drawing, So I might do some light rendering like I did on this one. I didn't render a lot. I rendered because I wasn't really good at cel shading at the time. I had no clue else to make the drawing look polished. But I feel this pen helps like doodles like this kind of pop more because I can do a lot more with the line art and I can do a lot more with like lighter things, and also you can do stuff like this, which I like, and I'll go back through and do at the end because it'll be a pain in the butt to color it if I do it now. It's probably one of my favorite pens. It's just not very clean, so I don't really use it for a lot of my full pieces that I do, or I fully render stuff. I don't like how his pecs are turning out. They keep looking too breasticular. I'm gonna do that last. Gonna do this. Again, more clothes, something I'm not very proficient at. And it's so important because my characters are always kind of clothed, so it's kind of important that I know how to draw those better. That's why I do need to do some work on it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Boo! Tomato, tomato, tomato. Delete it now. Get away from me. Get out of here. Okay. That sleeve does not look correct. Why is this particular character just nothing's right with him? Nothing's right. Everything is wrong with him. Everything is hard with this pose and getting it to look the way I want. I'm glad you have tactically acquired ice cream. I'm struggling to draw. Oh wow, strawberry stripe. Yeah, strawberry sprite boba. Goodness gracious, jeez. Give me a second. My brain, my teeny brain is working overtime, trying to figure out how. I need to draw just one thing successful on this and it'll be fine. Because I need like a basis to go off of, so I'm not just drawing random lines. So I'm gonna draw the head, even though I usually leave heads. I mean, I guess I'd usually do heads first. I don't know why I didn't do his head first, because I did do these two. I did their heads first. So. I'm guessing you had to heat the boba up in the microwave. I need to make Boone's hair texture different, because Az is supposed to, in theory, have curly hair when washed. When wet, his hair gets curlier and poofier. And if you're like, whoa, does Az not shower? I mean, bro doesn't need to eat or sleep either, so he doesn't really do a lot to take care of himself. Technically, there is reason he should, but he doesn't need to survive. It would just help his life greatly to do that, because he has semi-immortality. Not full immortality. He can be killed. It's just extremely hard. Also, like, he will heal slower if he's not taken care of. And he learns, it's actually kind of a big deal throughout the series, he learns, wow guys, if I, like, sleep and I eat something, I heal faster. That's kind of crazy. So they learn that his healing factor is actually a lot crazier than they thought. And it's actually, it's kind of cool. I say it's kind of cool. I made it, so of course I think it's cool, but it may be so dumb to someone else, but he can, oh goodness gracious. his smaller cuts and wounds will heal a lot faster, will heal a lot slower than something bigger because his body doesn't prioritize it as much. So if he like loses a limb, he goes like starfish mode and regrows that thing. But if it's like a small cut or like a disease, or like say he gets gassed, it's a lot harder for him because that's not something, especially if it's like gas, technically your body can heal from gas because stuff like ammonia will like burn, like physically burn your lungs. But he will still deal from like that sort of damage a lot more than like losing a limb because his body just doesn't prioritize small cuts and scrapes. And like he would have to get like stabbed severely, like not just cut, he'd have to get like stabbed somewhere vital for his body to like prioritize it. Also, sometimes his body heals so fast that like it heals over things. So like if he gets stabbed and then like you're not supposed to remove the knife because it makes it worse, and he keeps it in there, he could heal around the knife, and then technically he has to reopen that wound. Him and Stratus actually meet because, me getting into lore, it's okay. If anyone ever reads this series one day, this won't be a spoiler because, well, it will be a spoiler, but there aren't that many people here, so we should be okay. They meet, like, the first chapter of Hell's Angel. I'm pretty sure I just called this Vertebrae. That's not the right series name. Stratus is an ER. He's an ER surgeon, so that's his job. So I feel like I should get that out of the way. So he also, so like in my world, there's these licenses you get, and you usually have like 5 miniature specialties and a main specialty. And this means that you can be called on in times of like panic or emergency to be called to action, because there's a whole other thing that causes urgency in this world. Hold on, give me a second. I need water. Oh my god, I started explaining more and someone left. You should know this too. I'm glad I get to explain it to you, because I don't think I've actually ever explained this to you, because I still pretty hush-hush about things just because I kind of jump from one thing to another when I'm explaining my lore, and I feel like I get annoying. But because this is my stream and the whole point of it is me to yap on and on about things, I'm gonna do that because it's entertainment. God forbid my voice not keep cracking. So they meet because Stratus, and so to keep these licenses you have to do some sort of like, for starters, to get it you have to do some sort of like special project, which is how Boone and Stratus meet. But you also have to do some sort of like kind of almost philanthropy work. You have to touch into your other specialties every now and then to refresh yourself. But what Stratus does is that there are these clinics where they are volunteer completely from like, and there are nurses that are staffed there that get paid to do it, and they get paid more. But then other than that, they don't have a lot of doctors on site, so like it is common for people in his position with this license to go and volunteer at these places, and it's like free. It's like free, minimal question, like healthcare type deal. And it mainly works because these people need this opportunity in order to keep their licenses, so they go and they do that. And so he meets Az because Az comes in, and Az straight up, like, he doesn't usually go to people for help, but he healed over buckshot. For those who don't know what buckshot is, it is a type of bullet that when shot, it like scatters, so it shoots a lot of small, essentially what is almost like shrapnel into you. And he was hit at close, like fairly close range with it, not like, you know, in the face, obviously, but it was scattered about. He healed over it, so we had to go get it removed because he couldn't find it all. And it was like, though he heals very fast, he still feels pain, and it's still his human reaction, which is a big thing Az kind of deals with, is that he still is the brain of like a human being. So sitting there digging inside of himself, digging in your butt, twin, trying to get the shrapnel out hurts, and he almost passed out. So he had to begrudgingly go get help, which is the first time he's ever gotten help with something. But he tries to keep it under wraps like the whole time. He's like, I got shot, and he's like, okay, where are you bleeding? He's like, I got shot a long time ago. And it's healed, and I just need you to get the bullets out. And he just like kind of gets short with him. And then At some point, Stratus, you know, removes his jacket and like has his missing a whole arm. And he's like slowly healing that, but his body prioritized the bullet wounds because they were in his vital organs. So they straight up went for that first. And so that got healed. And then his arm was second. Because he physically cannot bleed out. He can get lightheaded, but he can't bleed out. Hello! Hello, Jack. Oh gosh. I'm at 4 times speed. It's kind of cool. It's like kind of jelly-like, and he can kind of also force it to heal, but he will take away energy from some other function of his body to do that. So like in this photo, he has like half his skull, like if his head gets shot, he like, you know, blacks out. Like if his brain gets damaged, that's kind of like, you know, he'll heal it, but he has to also, so say like, honestly, worst case scenario for this character is he gets like kind of shot in the head, or he gets his head smashed in. This is a very gruesome conversation. Just imagine, his blood looks like this. His blood is iridescent. It's purple and shiny. Imagine that, okay? It's purple and shiny, okay? It's kind of white. But he... And then what would be the worst case scenario is that his body's trying to heal that, but maybe, like, I don't know, wolves find his body, and then they start eating, like, his organs or whatever. And then, like, his body's trying to prioritize healing multiple things at once, and he just doesn't wake up for a... I want to animate it healing so bad. I just keep getting wrapped up in other projects. I'm like, so technically this animation is about Az, the one that I have up because I plan to animate on stream. This is about him, and I wanted to draw the healing. I want to draw a healing video. I just want to make a video of like it healing, or him like kind of forcing an arm out. Because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of his healing, like the way it happens, is inspired a lot by the Wolverine movies. Like, particularly the older ones, well, quote-unquote older ones from, like, the early 2000s. Including kind of the bullet scene I'm talking about, but Wolverine doesn't heal over the bullets. He has this cool scene where, like, he heals and the bullets, like, pop out of him, and I think that's so cool. But I was like, well, that's what made me think of, like, what would happen if he was shot, because obviously he is one of my gunsmen, so he has guns, so that means guns exist, and he would probably be getting shot at. So what would happen if he got shot? You know, question of the day. And I was like, well, it would probably heal over it eventually. It'd probably bleed a little, you know, but then his body would heal over it. So it's very important that he gets the bullets out. But also, a lot of his injuries over the span of vertebrae and this one come from him taking larger and larger risks, because a big part of Az's character is he's like, I can't die, and, you know, I want to. You know, classic tale of time. Except he legit has only lived like 20-something human years. So he's low-key just... because he's had a lot of things happen to him. He's just tired of it. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Jack has... Everyone say thank you, Jack. Because Jack has blessed me with... a new paw that should line up. Actually, I'm so scared to do that on stream because, I might not do that now, but everyone thank Jack, because I will be using that next stream, but I don't know about using it right now because if I open another app, my freaking computer might explode. Yeah, like how rocks can heal into skin and stuff, like the bullet is like inside of him where most people would die, he does not. See, I did that, and now I'm lagging a lot, because I tried to open Discord, and I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't. I'm not talking into my mic correctly. You guys are all the way over here. I'm so sorry if I've sounded like far away or echoey the whole entire time I've been streaming. Because I'm just not. I'm just sitting here looking at my computer. I need to get a mic arm. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm so sorry. I just loosened you. I'm so sorry. Okay. Are we okay? I'm so sorry. I dropped you guys. Yippee! Drug goober 2 warm up! I know, I just want to get the stupid line art with this done because I'm struggling with ads and I'm just like, I want this done now. Please, me. But having a post would be nice because I like having a post in the tank because my goal is always to post on Instagram once a month just to keep things lucrative over there. And by lucrative, I mean lucrativity that was never there because it's Instagram and Instagram hates artists and it has only gotten worse over there. But I appreciate those of you who stick around and view my stories and like my art and leave me silly comments. It reminds me of, you know, quote unquote the good old days. It was always hard for artists on platforms. It's just gotten so significantly worse lately. And by lately, I mean the past few years, it's just been a slow descent into madness. Like, you know, your own followers don't even see your stuff, which is kind of sad. It's particularly sad because I've known so many of my followers for so long because they followed me from here to Instagram, back to here. And they just don't see stuff anymore, so they just don't, you know, I don't expect them to check in on me, but, you know, it's usually a platform's job to push out content to people that they follow, but they don't do that anymore. Not even on this website, which kind of sucks. But stuff here still performs, you know, relatively the same as it, you know, not always has, because I lost a lot of my relativity because I took a hiatus, an unsuspected hiatus there for a couple of years. But things are, you know, some videos do really well, some don't. But that's kind of how it's always been on here. So I can at least say, you know, YouTube's Old Faithful, and it's at least performing consistently, because a lot of YouTube viewers still enjoy watching longer content and not just shorts. And YouTube shorts are honestly so picked on for being like the worst of the few brain rot programs that we currently have going on between, you know, Instagram, Reels, and TikTok, that it's not like people are rushing to watch them. Yeah, also right now, I barely ever scroll down on my homepage just because I know it's not going to be from people I follow. So I really do I religiously look at stories to make sure I'm liking all of my mutuals posts and like commenting on them. And if you scroll down, they try to give you reels and they try to get you engaged in like their stupid AI thing. It's like, I don't want to mess with that. I want to see posts. There's still plenty of drawings of Texas up. I actually have a pretty one from, it's over a year ago at this point, but it shows his whole body and his height comparison to Bo and Lutka. Fun fact. You guys are still not near me. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad at streaming. I just get comfortable because I don't want my back to hurt, and then I'm just so far away from my mic. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm a researcher, like an undergrad researcher, because I am still in college, sadly. And I am doing my research still over summer. So I went and I did that today. But also, And I didn't get a lot of sleep last night because I tried to go to sleep at a relatively decent time and I just couldn't sleep. So it means I am the Lord's eepiest guy right now. But I will not sleep because I have many hobbies. I have no sleep and I must create. So. I also want to read a book. I've been trying to get back into reading. Because I miss reading. I was a kid that, like, legit used to eat books. Like, I remember in the first grade, I was below reading level, and then I found these, like, little little books. They were about biological science. They were, I don't know if anyone, this is a very American concept of AR, which is accelerated reading, which is, like, a little reading quiz, and you get, like, points, and school I went to had, like, a little shop that you could, like, exchange them. It's how I got, like, 2 of my webkins, which was kind of cool. And then, at the end of that year, I was above reading level because I, read so many of those tiny little science books. And then, like, you know, school kind of kills reading for a lot of kids. I was one of them, sadly. I don't read AO3. I have no clue how to use it. And also, I don't get too engrossed into fandoms. I'm so obsessed with my own characters that I just don't get into fandom a lot. Because I love watching and consuming media, so I can enjoy knowing things and having a deeper understanding of things, and also, like, stories are fun to read, but I'm just like, wow, that was so cool! I could implement something like that in my series. Because truly every creation is a mixture of everything you've ever seen in your life in one imagination. Or what you perceive about something, or what you learn about something. I hate this photo. I know, Jack. I think that's the funniest thing ever. I love that you beat the odds by reading horrid fanfic on Wattpad and AO3. I appreciate that for you thoroughly. And I was like, oh, it'd be so fun if, like, on my Instagram stories when I'm reading stuff after I finish it, I, like, have a little story highlight and I, like, recommend books. Just in case anyone else is interested in reading them. Especially because books are really expensive, and I like reading physical books, so it sucks. It, like, sucks going into a bookstore and seeing, like, a book you want, and then it's $20, and then you can get it for $12 on Amazon. It's like, okay, guys. Interesting, very interesting. Oh, these would be his palms. I'm so stupid. Technically, you can't really tell because of the way the hands are, but I'm gonna draw the palm line so you can tell it's his palms. Oh, I hate this drawing. I hate this particular little pose of Az. It's really not that good. It's, like, not turning out that well. The other poses turned out fine. His is just fleeting. I don't really like it that much. Your Macintosh computer. I'm just gonna do it like that. Yeah, and then you put his thumb. Put his little messed up thumb. Evil, awful thumb. I don't think that looks the worst. It's not my favorite, but I don't think it's the worst. And we make the little holes, and then I'll go in with post edit and I will add add the bullet wounds. I'm sorry your poodar is dead, Jack. I hope you can get it fixed soon. Okay. Now I just have to draw Stratus's tail, and then the line art will be... I won't need the base layer on at least, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna add some silly stuff too. The line art. Oh my goodness gracious. And then this leads into this. Specifically. That. Okay, this needs to be smaller. I'm sorry, Jack. Then there's like this skull. Like a brow bone in here. Yay. Okay, line art is done. Sadly, comms are not easy to get. I forgot his chest hair, how could I? Hold on, let me stop messing this up and I'll go back through and I'll edit. Chest hair. You should. Jack is very, very good at rigging. I could put, if we did voice, I could put Aurora down in the corner of my stream, and then you could be on here. I could free you from the restraints of not being able to wreak verbal havoc on my streams. I'm so done with playing around with this line art. But I might just go for it, even though I haven't gotten all these like little corners that I like. I just kind of want to color this thing. And I'm gonna have to go back through again anyways and add some more detail in here. Stinky. Do this here. Just to add something. I think that would be cute to have an Ibble Aurora PNG tuber. Do you? I'm pretty sure you have an Ibble guy too. I could eventually put you in the corner of my stream if my computer could handle it. I have to remove the hand. The hand is just so large. Oh my goodness. I'm talking so much. You should stream. That would be fun. I think streaming is fun, obviously. I would like to do it more. I've seen your streaming setup before. It's very neat. You have all the things. including moving background. I have no clue how to make a background that oscillates like that, and just kind of the pattern repeats. I want to make a custom one, so I can use it for all of my needs, like my beginning stream and whatnot, and like as my background for this part. I also just need to reorganize it in general. Because I want my art to be as big as possible so people can actually see it, but also, like, I just don't like how the screen currently looks. I think Ginger might be too big, but usually it's not an issue when I don't have the hand on. I think the hand is silly, but it may not be an every stream type thing. I do think it adds certain charm that it otherwise would not have. What do we think, guys? I've been looking at this screen so long, the line art's low-key blurry to me. Oh, pause in the way. I don't know how behind you are, or behind I am, actually. Okay, hold on, let me try to move it over here. All of them are wearing clothes but Boone. Boone is just not wearing a shirt. Travis is wearing a pants and a shirt. And Az is wearing a jacket, pants, and a shirt. Boone's the only one shirtless here. That's because he low-key like a silly werewolf and his clothes will rip, so he takes his shirt off. Oh no, my pen's gray. Look at him, big old guy. Anyways. Time to color, yay! I'm not rendering this, so I don't have to, like, separate them all onto different layers, which is nice. But I'm like, what if I want to render it a little bit? You know? So I'm like, should I do it all on different layers? I think at least I'll do every silly guy on a different layer. So I'll color each one of them on a different layer. And then we will see how that goes. So each one get their own layer. Stratus's old colors, sigh. The gray-blue combo that had chokehold on me for a while. I had so many white-haired characters. That was the only other color I would do. I would do like black, brown, some blonde, and then I would do a lot of white because I didn't like super and natural colors. Welcome back. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I wanted to finish this today. Technically, not technically, I just did. I did start it today, but also I was like, I can do this. And technically, it's not like a hard drawing or anything, but... How long? Yeah, but you make the natural colors look really good. All of my colors are like, all my characters are so bland. I'm trying to look at something. Ooh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. What are we doing, guys? My stream is being... My stream is being evil to me. Oh, I just did the stupid thing. I didn't erase this part of his hair. I need to go back through and erase that. That's not supposed to be in there anymore. Come back to me. Also, if you guys can't hear me, it's because I'm laid back again in my chair. So you're a little far away now. Okay, that was not where the Wi-Fi was. Okay, cool. Yeah, the dragon tail would be really cool for vtuber. Because when I made mine, I wanted to integrate Ginger's tail no matter what. I think it's silly and fluffy. And also it added something. Having like a few different moving parts on the PNG tuber really helps in my opinion. I like line art. I think line art's okay. I don't think there's any part of the process I particularly hate or love. I think I like basing a lot because I'm filled with hope and joy. But by the time I get to like lining and rendering, I'm like tired. Because I want to make art, but I just get tired. And then I'm like, I don't want to take a break though. Because I'm having fun. Yeah. I didn't know that was an option when I made mine. I did enough research to get it to work, honestly. I'm gonna use the next blue down on the... Now I actually have official color palettes for 2 of these characters, so it makes my life a little bit easier. Yeah. Jack already drew his goober eating my Ethernet cable, and I would love to make it a sticker, but YouTube doesn't do stickers like that, sadly. I would have to switch to Twitch, which I don't want to do. I can definitely do more Animal Jam streams. I still have membership, I just have not been using it. I would love to play Forgotten Desert live. I think that'd be really fun. And I think it'd be fun if I advertise on my story so anyone else with membership could come play Forgotten Desert with me. You can tell I'm tired, I'm moving so slow. Dang. I really did not want you seeing this. Okay, why is my pen not working? My pen is 100%, my computer is just defying me. Goodness gracious. Rank and random flavors. What the? I would love to play more games on stream. I have a capture card now, so I can actually play Switch games on stream. I have 2 Pokemon games I haven't played. I have Legends Arceus, Arceus, however you say it, and then I also have Brilliant Diamond. And I really want to play that because I've never played Brilliant Diamond before, but they made it for the Switch, so I have that. I have both of them, and I would like to play them. I think it could be fun. I would just have to stream more regularly. I never play the games on my Switch. I played Scarlet Violet and Sword and Shield, and I think those are the only 2 games I've really played on my Switch. And I just feel like I'm abusing it. And I've watched TV on it a few times. Actually, quite a couple of times, and then I put it on my TV once or twice. So I could do silly Switch game. That could be fun. Especially because it doesn't rely on Wi-Fi to really load. Yeah, I want to play Arceus so bad because of Sliggoo. There's the Goodra variant in that game. Also, Dusidai is an option, and I love Rowlet. Rowlet's one of my favorite starters. Yeah, I'm at a point in, like, doing, you know, content where I'm just, like, I'm gonna kind of do whatever makes me happy. Especially because streams, not a lot of people join them anyways. Like, I'm an animator, but, like, I'm considering unlisting all the animations on my channel because I just don't vibe with any of them, and I want to try to improve and post things that I'm happy about, especially animations. And that involves doing kind of just what I want, because I mean, obviously the algorithm is set up to, you know, fail those who don't make tons and tons of content or can't, or do not shortcut content. So I mean, why fight the system and just kind of have fun and do what I want? Because you know, this isn't my job, and it will never be my job. And I've got more going on in life than, you know, YouTube. And it's super cool that some people can, you know, do a bunch of cool stuff with art and animation, but this isn't like me being like, oh, I wish I could. No, I mean, I don't really think the art industry is what would fix me. As it sounds a little evil at times. He's not supposed to be blue, he's supposed to be white based. Technically this is a blue, this white is a blue, by the way. But yeah, I mean, streams are just kind of like my time to, like, I even consider doing like a reading stream where I just straight up read books that I like. I want to reread some parts of Project Hail Mary on stream. Just go through, do like a highlight reel of like some of my favorite things on stream. Oh, how did you like it? How did you enjoy that? Yeah! I think the Digital Circus is good. And I don't know. I think a lot of people think that the fandom is just kind of like absolutely insane. But I think it's a really good indie series. I think among indie series, it's a really good one. I know, I need to have a stream where I just like go through the book and rant. I need to make a list of things. Because sometimes, like, I don't expect everyone to read the book when they see a movie. Everyone's allowed to love the Project Hail Mary movie. But when people are like, wow, I wonder about this thing, or I'm gonna make a comic about this thing, and then it contradicts the sacred text, aka the book, or it's answered in the book, and they just haven't read the book, and I'm like, I need to address this, but I like don't want to be like, you should just read the book. Like I want to be like, oh, in the in the book this happens, but I don't want to be like, you should just read the book or spoil the book for people. Oh, it's such a good book. I wanted to go see it in theaters, but I mean, I just don't have anyone to go with, and that's not really a movie. That's not really something I want to go see alone. Yeah, I wish we could go together. That would be so much fun. Yeah, the fandom's insane. I honestly, like, I didn't even know about half the cast until I started watching the show because I started watching around episode 3. I only knew about Jax and Pomni because that's all everyone ever drew. And I was like, what's happening? Kinger's my favorite. I've loved him the whole time. I think he's so silly. And I love his big, beautiful wife. Wait, Jack, rephrase that? What were they saying? Let's reverse that a little bit. What are you talking about? Is Gangle your favorite? People who love Jax as a person and not because if people don't go, oh yeah, I like characters that are jerks, so Jax is my favorite because I think that that's, an archetype that I like, or people who genuinely like Jax and are like, we should sympathize with him from episode 1. I'm like, you can't be trusted. Oh my god. I'm not saying that Carmen out loud, but it is very funny. Oh, I saw a video on that, but in the video of them trying to call Goose out for being, racist, they showed a comment where she was talking about wanting to like kick a racist in the face, so they showed the wrong comment. I mean, if they find solid proof, I mean, it is what it is. Like, racist comments are racist comments, but I haven't seen them yet. Do you know of the tweets? Like, what tweets people are referring to? Because the only person I saw, like, being like, because I think Funky Frogbait defended Goose, and they were calling Funky Frogbait racist for defending Goose, and then showed the comment that was supposedly racist, but it was talking about how Gooseworks hated racist. But you can say you hate racist and not be racist. So I don't know about the situation. I saw a video on it, and I was like, I genuinely look. Goose wants to leave the internet after the series is over, and that's kind of what, So either way, Goose would be gone. Oh. Okay. Because I know some of the VAs did make racist comments. So that's why they would maybe think Goose is racist, but they were trying to say Goose actually made, like, racist comments herself. Yeah, I saw that too. That was so crazy. It does suck. Like, it has to be studied how... I feel like there is this, like... it has to be studied, like, how a creator actually interacting with their fandom turns the fandom into a monster. Because that's the only thing I think about indie projects, like, and people getting like death threats over indie projects and stuff. Because as someone in the animation meme community, I remember the project called Snow that was by, it was like their name at the time was like Serendipity Wolf, and they made an animated series called Snow, and they were working on episode 2, but got so many death threats to finish it that they just dropped the whole project entirely, which was very sad because the first episode did so well. They still make art and they still post every now and then. I'm still subscribed to them. But it's just kind of sad. It's like what? It's like people get weirdly, I guess, parasocial maybe about it. So they just don't respect boundaries. Kind of crazy. Oh, okay. The difference between the Digital Circus fans and My Little Pony fans is that it was grown ass men ruining MLP. Not all bronies are bad, but a lot of them are what ruined the fandom for children. Literally, Twilight Sparkle could not get a love interest. This, Pony could not get a love interest because male fans were upset that the horse would have a boyfriend. I saw that, your trash show. I saw that. I feel so bad for her. Didn't she get chased off of Twitter because she kept trying to, like, appease people, and then this shit never worked, so now she's on indefinite hiatus? It's like the second a creator gives them an inch, they take it a mile. But when creators don't give them any sort of leniency at all, they still support them, even if their viewpoints aren't, like, the best. It's kind of sad that, like, we can't have, like, the little man make something without this extreme, like, side of the internet coming out and just, like, bullying them. Because Goose literally admitted she wanted to make this show in order to prove that she could just run a show, and that she might do more after this, and it sucks that she's just like, no, but also she has every right to, because people have just proven they cannot be trusted with. And she's given the people a lot of different chances, so I don't know. And it's like when someone makes art and they talk to them, it's like they get a sense of, like, power from it. They're like, oh yeah, the creator of so-and-so is, like, talking to me. And then they just take it too far. And it's kind of sad to watch. It is sad to watch. It's not kind of sad to watch. Yeah, that's the only thing she wanted, was, like, it to not be... Or did she not want it to be leaked? I mean, I just assumed that she didn't. Goodness gracious. I mean, you don't tell someone to their face that you pirate something they have worked, like, tirelessly on. People are so weird. It's like, yeah, guys, I'm admitting to a crime publicly, because technically that is a crime. You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't download a car. Sorry, I said that wrong. Boon. Boon. De silly. They're gonna look so naked and bare for a little bit because I have to fill in all the base colors before I add all their silly patterns and stuff. I keep getting ads like that are sympathizing with the data centers. They're like, our data centers are actually funding blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't care. This is a bandage on a bullet wound. It's propaganda and manipulation at its best. Yeah, the ads I keep seeing are being like, oh my god, look, they're giving back to our teachers and firefighters. And I'm like, for starters, how? Second of all, you're doing much worse than that. Again, band-aid on a bullet wound. That's the thing, is that they use fresh drinking water. We have enough salt water. If they would use salt water, that would still be bad. It would affect the climate significantly, but we would at least not be on a track to run out of drinking water. Anyway, that's the flat color done for that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even think salt water would work. That's the thing, that's why they use fresh water. Why must you scour my old art? I think it would be cool. It would just take forever to do that. I think if I had like a Google Drive just dedicated to like all my art, or like a drive dedicated to all my art, and then I just separate it by character for each piece, and then so they just all get their folders, but it would just be more complicated because I'd have to duplicate a lot of them so they could go in each folder. Well, also, you know what? You're being so ominous. The biggest archive of my character art right now is probably on Artfight. And it's not even that many of them. I need to add more stuff to my Artfight. Because I have, of course, made some recent references of a lot of the characters, like this one for Boone and Stratus, and then I'll have this art to add, so. I have an Artfight, not an Artfight, I have a toy house now. I just have nothing on it at all. Now time to add the details back in. Okay, there we go. Add the dark ones first and then add on top of that. It's just kind of like random thick streaks through the hair. Random big streaks. Okay, that's too big. Color looks too orange. Did I make this color more orange on accident? Interesting. I'll use it. I think I did make all his like grays warmer. Just because I guess this drawing is so orange you can't even tell. I haven't been adding the texture to the paws. Oh my gosh. I completely forgot. Dang it. Let me get these bad boys in here. I'm glad the silly music is still working, because I can't hear it, so I have no clue if it's working or not, so I just have to rely on you guys to tell me if the music stopped. Once I plug my mic in, it's over. This light color is really light. Very interesting. It kind of stands out a little too much. I might make it a little duller. Kind of crazy. I never realized. Or is this a highlight color? I think this is a highlight color. I think I have all 3 shades to do the hair. I just started adding that. I accidentally started adding the highlight color. Yeah, I think I started adding the highlight color on accident. Now to add all of Stratus's gradients. Yeah, I just need to not be lazy and put my Bluetooth headphones on my computer. Sorry, Lord's eepiest guy. But I want to do art, so time to do the gradients, but I need this darker blue. Give me the darker blue. This is how I kind of shift into this color. I need the airbrush tool. No matter what they say, airbrush tool always got my back. Airbrush tool. He's gonna have to have a different color for comics because this white is not appearing that blue. And that kind of works. Ah, I need to do that. And to be on airbrush. I'll just fix that in a second. I know it's over bleeding, but big brush. And then also this middling color, I ruined a little bit. Okay, there we go. Time to clean this up. Technically, if I go over to the color wheel, it almost looks exactly like white, but it's not, as you can clearly tell, because that would be white. It's just barely blue. I might need to make it slightly more blue, but when I'm rendering, this is a good color because rendering will make his hair more blue, so I'm going to have a different color for comic color palette. Yippee! Alfredo. Okay. I think that's about all his gradient. I forgot to draw some of his silly patterns. Hold on. He doesn't have the patterns all the time because it's a demon trait that they have like a separate skin that's like their demon skin essentially. But and then I take my little silly middling color. I'm just gonna add a little bit of blue to this to imply that there is a gradient there, even though the gradient isn't this high up. It's still good to tie some of the colors back in. Blue. Blue. Actually, I hate that, so I'm not gonna do that. Just makes it look purple. So what happens when you mix blue and red? I need to get more brown sugar boba. Like, I need to get the pearls again because I was enjoying making matcha at home and Thai tea with boba at home. And I want to get into making more black teas. and then using them and having boba with them. I think that's it. I think that's all the defining features. Now I can add in the blood, and then I can go back through and add like shading and little bits and bobs. But technically all the structurally important parts are currently done. It's so yummy. You have to try it. I love matcha. The particular matcha I got you, like, it's my favorite out of all the matchas I've tried. And I've tried quite a few. Yeah, you can just buy bags of the pearls. They aren't that expensive. Like, I got so many drinks. I got like over a few months worth of drinks, and I was like drinking it like once every 2 days. Okay, let's start putting the blood on. That is gonna be one of these darker reds. Yeah, after your bad fish experiences. Honestly, Damoishi matcha is not one of the best I've had. The worst I've had is fucking Dunkin' Donuts matcha because they don't use matcha powder, they use matcha latte powder. Don't recommend that one at all. I don't want it to look like it's glowing. I want it to look kind of like it's spreading noise, maybe? Ooh, there's this little, I don't think I like that. Droplet. Let's go back. Need a better, maybe this one? I mean, that kind of works. Just makes it a little bit more. Now time to draw Az's blood. So it has to go on a different layer. Bit Husky is the name of my brush. Love the Bit Husky brush. Bit Husky. That's how I like them. Okay. You need to send me a video of your shrimp playing in the bubble tube. That sounds very cute. Color's too dark to mix in with all the rest of it to make it iridescent looking. Add some white into it. And then all of these like iridescent colors usually have like a green in them as well, so I have to add a green in here. Just to kind of add that back in. I also want to go to a rainforest cafe. I think that would be so fun. That video of Ted Navision and his friend going to every single rainforest cafe influenced me. Dang it. I don't have alpha lock on. I'm the Lord's stupidest guy. Yeah, I put the green in there to do the selection layer because it's easier for me to see the differences and stuff. No, sadly not. That would involve more cutting up of the characters than I would like to do. Well, I'm not gonna. I didn't. Okay, look, I'm not technically rendering. I'm just adding some shading so it doesn't look so naked. I feel like they need something or they look so naked. I'm also gonna go back through and add like some embellishing line art, probably. But now I'm at the part where I can just sort of mess with it. I love how today I'm like, I'm gonna animate all day when I get home from work. Proceeds to redraw a photo I didn't need to redraw. I render in chunks. I like block the colors in. Jack, you see me render. I block the colors in and then I go back through and I take a blender brush and I just blend, and that's how I blend the most efficient. Whether my results are what you would like or not, or even similar to what you would like, is a different question. That's so real though. Universal school experience. I'm gonna get so much done today. Gets not even half of that done. Well, then I don't know what the difference between effective and efficient. To me, efficient is fast. So if you're talking about fully rendered, that's probably the fastest way I could do it, or would know how. See, this is why we like Jack, because Jack is sitting here talking about how you keep the hard and soft edges and more the difference between effective and efficiently. And I'm like, I don't know. I just sit here and I put color on it. I've been getting better about fundamentals, though, actually. Sitting down and learning things. I used to not do that at all. But I've made strides in the past year to actually learn. Oh, I do that. Yeah. I do this and then I go through with the blending brush you made and I will soften some of these shadows that I think look a bit too harsh, and then I'll go back through and erase some of that and just go back and forth until I'm happy with it. But I do it really dark first, so then I can like lighten it later. So these purples will not stay this dark. Same. I want to learn to use Blender so bad. I'm just very critical of myself when I'm learning any new skill. So I will sit there, but instead of quitting, I sit there and I just hate myself the whole time. Because I will just quit something and keep picking it back up and hating myself, which is how I eventually learned to animate on CSP. And with the help of Jack. Everyone say thank you, Jack. Okay. My tailbone is starting to hurt, and when my bones start to hurt, that's my sign to stop. So I'm gonna stop here tonight. Thank you everyone for joining. This stream will be up after this if you want to rewatch it. Also, this will be posted on Instagram later. My Instagram is down below, but it's also at popstm, which is the same at as my YouTube channel. It's pops uh, underscore tm, all lowercase. And I will try to stream here again soon. I want to stream more because I have more time at this very moment. And I'm actually more active on Instagram as well. I also post when I'm going to stream on Instagram in case you don't have notifications on.